All right, so I just clicked these buttons to make it look like this. I want to talk more about these attributes I mentioned. So we'll go the next screen, and I want to now show a relationship. I'm wondering about a relationship between number of beds and overall hospital rating. I merged these two data points. Let's see if I can do this. So for that, I can do the hospital over the number of beds here, right? And then I hit control. Oh, and I actually hospital overall rating. I wanna pull this back down here into my measures, right? And that's numbers. Good. So I want to have hospital overall rating and number of beds. That's the other control button. Oops, Windows and Mac. So there it is. I can try this. It has some things. I'm not sure. Let's just try it. Let's see what it says. Okay, so I clicked on this. I get like one dot here. Number hospital overall ranking 5, number of beds 300,000. Okay, so that didn't work, but I'm just gonna leave it there and see if I can fix it. It put the things here for me. But what I want is actually that, again, number of beds, is an attribute, right? It isn't, and so I have to go in this little arrow here, and instead of a measure, saying, hey, do the sum average, all these things that are available here, you can do on a variable. I want this to be an attribute of an attribute is probably the hardest to understand of these, because average and sum that sort of may come natural for an understanding. Attribute means that's a property. That's a property of this data point, and same holds for this as well. Okay, so now I have attribute and number of beds, but now I need to I made a grid, but now I need to populate this, right? With what? Well, with the hospitals themselves, right? So it says an attribute of what? That's why I can't do it. So it needs to be an attribute of the site name. So whenever you have this, like in the map, you're going to put it onto detail. So I'm going to use site name. I can draw from either one, and so I'll draw from here and put it on detail. Okay, good. Now I'm getting something. Also, I want this to be the other way around. Okay. So that just flipped these two and made it look like this. So now let's see where we are and if this is anything that's useful. Okay, good. So now I have a whole lot of rings here from the detail. Hospitals with no rating. And there's no 0. It just puts it on 0. So that's interesting. Okay, that's actually nice. So I have them here. And then hospital rating here. I have them here, and the number of beds are here. Fantastic. And so now maybe I want to add the type. I'm curious about the type. And I'm going to add this in color to it. So now I have, children's hospitals are, not listed here. Aha, my critical access hospitals, of course, have small beds, right? Remember, 25 or less. So I can now kind of explore this through this by adding the type, by highlighting that. Data not provided by CMS. Long-term hospitals not in here. Psychiatric, only one. Rehab. And then we have the short-term hospitals. So we learn a little bit more about this data set by clicking on this and saying it looks like the two data sets that I merged didn't have a full match in all the hospitals, but only a subset. It looks like that the ones with the rating that I added were mostly short-term hospitals. This is something I would have ideally sort of checked on about this before, which I did and knew, but this, even if you haven't, this comes out now in your analysis, and you can see that.